All right. Ready?
Hmm?
All right. Hi, I'm Josh. Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Hans.
Okay, lovely to meet you, Hans. Today I'm here to interview for my UX design class. The main goal of this interview is to learn about the struggles and challenges that students face as they try to settle down on campus as new students for UF. For this purpose, you have been identified as a potential user, and I'll be video recording this interview and would like your consent for the same.
Like I said,
Your responses on this recording would be kept confidential and will only be used to improve the student experience.
sounds good.
The interview the interview would take around 10 to 15 minutes. Your valuable insights and answers to the questions I have today will help us in coming up with the best solutions. Do you have any questions before we proceed further?
Not at the moment.
Okay, so I think to start off the interview, I'm going to ask some basic questions. So I'm going to start off with your age. What is your age, Hans?
I'm 21.
21.
Yes, sir.
What's your ethnic background?
I am Korean, Asian American.
Korean, Asian American. Where are you from?
I was born in Korea. I live in Chicago, but I grew up in Jacksonville.
Okay, gotcha. And currently, do you live on or off campus?
I live off campus.
Off campus. Amazing. So yeah, since we're trying to improve the experience of students, the first main question I'm going to ask you is, what made you want to attend the UF?
Yeah. So for me at least, UF was the only school I got into. That was I didn't like really get into that many schools coming to high school. I got into UF like last minute because of COVID.
Okay.
During the last wave of like in-state students.
Mhm.
So yeah.
And then any other like things that attract
Go
you?
Gators.
Amazing. That is amazing. That's phenomenal. So what do you currently study at the University of Florida?
I'm a biology major.
Bio. Okay, how are you enjoying it so far?
I enjoy it.
Are you on the pre-med track by any chance?
Yes,
Okay. And what were you most excited about in your transition to college after graduating high school?
the parties.
The parties.
The parties.
Okay. Anything else?
And the intellectual development.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like to learn. I like to learn.
Nice to learn. Amazing. So was biology, I'm assuming, is the one thing that you wanted to delve deeper into?
Um, for me at least, it was something that I didn't really know much about. I did want to learn more about it, and I think I found a lot more about it as I did it.
Okay.
So yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so here is our main portion of the interview. These are going to be some open-ended discussions.
Sounds good.
Okay. So, in contrary to the previous question, in contrast, what were your main concerns coming into college?
Yeah. Biggest concerns coming to college, I knew the workload was gonna be a lot. Another big concern was about social anxiety. Will I fit in? Will I find my group that I want group? I'll be a part of. As well as like being independent for the first time. I was used to having like my parents be there right for me. So would I be able to find like be able to support myself, stuff like that.
Okay. And my follow-up question is, in terms of independence, freshman year, how independent were you in terms of housing, meal plan, just your life in general?
Yeah. So I lived in a dorm freshman year. I had no meal plan. I cooked for myself when I could. I mostly ate out, to be honest. But yeah.
Gotcha. So pretty independent for a freshman. Okay. And why do you think you had those concerns?
I think those are kind of like a general concerns for most people, For me in particular, I guess I had those concerns because I was worried about because like I was coming to UF, it's like a last minute thing,
Right.
and so I wasn't really sure about what my situation looked like.
Right.
Most of my friends already had roommates because they knew they were going to UF. I had to find mine off the Tinder app,
Okay. Tinder.
Yeah, like the Tinder room sync, Tinder roommate app. Yeah,
Okay, that's not Tinder.
you know, but the Tinder like app. Yeah.
Yep.
So it was kind of like everything was very like last minute,
Yeah.
and that's why it
Okay.
was a little bit tough for me.
So you just last minute decision
Yep.
and didn't know what to expect, right?
Yep.
Okay. Lovely. And what are some memorable struggles you've experienced as a new student at UF? So this would be maybe the first semester, the first few weeks of
Yeah.
coming into the University of Florida.
So one of the main memorable struggles, I guess for me, the memorable struggles involved just balancing like academics as well as like all the other stuff I was doing.
Okay.
I was goofing around a lot my freshman year, coming into it, in a Russian fraternity, stuff like that.
Right.
Additionally, I don't know, just like being independent, like making sure I was still doing smart stuff. I remember all times that I was involved in like college parties and stuff. Like cops were called, not a great look. Just being more independent, being responsible as an individual.
Lovely. And my follow-up question to that particular one would be, why do you think those were more memorable in particular? Because I'm sure you had other struggles,
Yeah.
But yeah, tell me why you think those were more memorable.
I guess those are more memorable because I guess it was more aligned with like what I was coming into, Like I said, when I came to college, all I would think about like partying, having a good time. And then I think that freshman year was really important for me from pivoting from that point of view to pivoting to more like responsible, like young, mature individual kind of point of view. And kind of like set the path for what I ended up doing my sophomore, junior year. With like my academics and everything else on top of that.
Awesome. Awesome. And this would be the last part of my main question.
Of course.
Sorry, give me 1 second.
Yep.
Are there any changes or improvements you would suggest to make the transition to UF smoother for future students like yourself?
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot of good traditions, structures at least. I remember like flatted field was always like full of guys just playing sports. Freshmen, we kind of like good ways to like meet people. There's a lot of things that Simpsons did to like try to like allow for us to like have like get together stuff. I think more of those would be helpful to like, not just like meet more people, but to like have better experiences with people that you had. Some of the stuff that Simpson Hall, like the Graham area did, weren't necessarily very cool. So maybe like having more like exciting stuff that like more people might want to be part of, might, like if we had like a dorm, like an RA like has like a dorm based like like a sport competition.
Right.
Or some kind of like activity that like everyone can
something that encourages a community,
exactly
a more communal experience.
Exactly.
Okay, so how would you turn that more concise into maybe one sentence?
Yeah, so I think for me it would be about having more group activities that allow for like bonding experiences.
Okay.
Yeah.
Group activities will better bonding experience. Yeah, no, I remember my freshman year I stayed at Broward and I don't think we had some meetings.
Yeah, exactly.
But it wasn't really anything that people were looking forward to in particular. It was just kind of there. But if they did have what you were talking about, some of those programs would definitely help people, their friendship, and the transition. So I agree with you on that. And this would be my final question, Hans.
Yep.
Who do you think should be leading those improvements?
I think it has to come from like potentially the RA.
Okay.
Because I know like Graham Hall themselves has tried to do a lot of those, but they aren't targeted to the needs of it. Like each floor is different, right?
Right.
So you're gonna have floor like my floor is a lot more social, a lot more like sporty, while the third floor is a lot more like quiet and more reserved, right?
Right.
And so I think you have to find a way to like feel the vibe of like your floor. And I think the only person who's able to do that is like the RA.
Right.
Yeah. So
okay. That makes sense. And any Any other people that should be leading those improvements that you can think
Mm,
of? Or any other improvements that you think should be made?
um, maybe there could be like better emphasis, like major based, like mentorship maybe.
Yeah.
So done through like student counseling, stuff like that.
Okay.
Actually,
Mentoring for academic purposes.
Mhm.
What did you say?
Yeah,
Counseling.
like counselors,
Counselors.
for that.
Okay, that makes sense. And then those should be led by who, would you say?
Um, perhaps integrated through like the dorm residential like people, like people who run like Broward area, people who run like Graham area,
Mm-hmm.
in collaboration with like the different colleges that you have.
Right. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. That's all the questions I have for today. I really appreciate
Of
you
course,
taking your time.
absolutely,
I hope you have a lovely night tonight.
my pleasure. Thank you for
Awesome.
having me, man.
Lovely meeting you, Hans.
You too, Josh.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
Bye.